All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another exciting episode here at Black Wealth Empowerment Live. We're happy that you decided to be with us. We got on a little bit late because we had to make sure that our special, not so much guest, because she's a member, but our special presenter was on because we don't want you to miss her message, brothers and sisters. This is Daryl Muhammad, your brother, coming from Houston, Texas, where it rains for 5 minutes, then it stops, then the road steams, and it gets even hotter than before. Brothers and sisters, we pray that you're having a wonderful day, and you should be, because we woke up on this side of the ground. We're at broadcast number 116, brothers and sisters. 116. Can you believe that? We've reached that milestone, and we're looking for the mountaintop so we can reach as many of our people as we can with this message. This message is one that we know for sure is timely. It's one that our people need to listen and hear, and we need your help. So we're happy that you decided to be with us today. And it's a teamwork that makes the dream work. I'm happy to have with me this week. The brother was traveling last week and just couldn't get on, but he tried, because I saw he messaged me. I didn't see it till after the broadcast, but he's here with us. You know who he is, our courage coach. He travels and crisscross this country, and he hops over to Alaska, he hops over to the islands of Hawaii, but he's here with us tonight. Your brother, my brother, the courage coach, Brother Rodney Assad. Brother Rodney, are you there?
Yes, sir, Brother Daryl. Praise be to Allah. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. And thank you, Brother Daryl. And I want to thank our guests before you all get a chance to hear from our wonderful, wonderful guest that's coming on. I am Rodney Assad Muhammad, your courage coach. And I just really want to welcome everybody who's joining us for the very first time, or you've been with us from the very beginning, or you kind of jumped in right when we were just kind of getting our feet wet, when we had our brother Jesse in here with us. And we were just we were cutting our teeth back then and just trying to work it out and really find the best way to reach out to you, our wonderful listening audience. Now, you are in the hour of power. You were you locked into the hour of power. Now, what's the hour of power about? The hour of power is we wanted to take 60 minutes of your life and ask you permission to have 60 minutes of your life, your time, and try to do our absolute best to impact you in an empowering and positive way. We want to give you some mindset strategies and shifts, and we also want to give you some actual practical applications, some how-tos, so you can go from ashy to classy, right? From a dirt field yard to grassy. You see what I'm saying? I ain't going to get the hip-hop going up in there. But here's what we want to do, brothers and sisters. We want you to really lock in and let somebody know you're on this broadcast. I said it a couple of weeks ago. It's not enough that we just get on here and then not share it with anybody. That's not neighborly. That's not the neighborly thing to do. I tell you, Brother Daryl, I was just on the East Coast. So I did, the whole Eastern Seaboard this past week pretty much. And I flew into JFK and ended up in Portland, Maine. So that's, I'm all up and through that piece. And so we had a powerful, powerful week. Got to see a lot of great people. Had a lot of powerful students that took action on their lives. I mean, they're pumping down $400 and $500 and $600 and $700 at a pop. Just they throwing credit cards at me. Just they want to take action because they want to go from where they were to where they know they deserve to be in their lives. And one thing I try to tell my students is, don't hide this information. Now, make sure people qualify for the information now. Don't just give it away freely, because people will not value, so says the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, what they don't have to work for. If they have no skin in the game, I say, no blood in it, right? If you don't have to do anything to get it, you won't value it. He said that to my CJO, my Grandmaster instructor, Brother Steve Sanders, or you all should know him as Steve Muhammad, one of the founders of the BKF. And one time when we were all in Los Angeles, he came to Brother Steve. He said, "Brother Steve, are the brothers training?" He said, "Well, few of the brothers are." He said, "Well, that's all right, as long as the brothers that want to train and train." He said, "Well, are the brothers paying for the training?" And Brother Steve said, "Oh no, brother, man." I said, "A lot of brothers don't have a lot of money." He said, "Oh, Brother Steve, you have to make them pay something." He said, "Brother, if they don't pay something, they won't value the training." And that's the principle, brothers and sisters, that although it's harmful to just give a person a fish and they'll eat for the day, I tell you, it is even more harmful to just, Jimmy, I'm going to show you how to fish, and you become relying on me to show you how to fish. How about this? you put some skin in the game. You come and walk with, because here's what Jesus told him. He said, put down your net. You had to do something and follow me. I will make you fishers of men. So he had to put something in. He had to actually give something up to get something greater. That's the principle. So what I want you to do is, as you go forward through this broadcast, think to yourself, who else do I know that I could turn on to this broadcast to let them know about the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, Black Wealth Empowerment? So, brothers and sisters, you in for a treat. I'm going to swing it back over to my brother Daryl. I'm going to check the Facebook group real quick, Brother Daryl, see what's going on out there in Facebook land. And I'll talk to you all in a little while. Peace.
All right. Thank you very much, Brother Rodney. Thank you so very much, letting us know what's happening on your end as you change the lives of people by the thousands, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another exciting broadcast, Brother Rodney. They're coming in slowly but surely, but it looks like they're showing up to hear from our sister, to hear the topic of aligning our thoughts with our money. More about that later, brothers and sisters, but we're excited that you're here with us. We're excited to be here, right? And we're excited that this is broadcast 116. Where Black folks do that at? Where else? Right here at Black Wealth Empowerment Live. That's where we do that at. Right, brothers and sisters, if you're going to have wealth, build wealth, obtain wealth, and keep it, did you know it's a lifelong process? Happiness is a lifelong process. It's not like you go to work, you put in your 40 hours, you get paid. That's not how it works in life. Life is a lifelong process, right? So we have to make a life commitment to whatever it is that we really and truly want. Because if we don't, we'll have it sometimes, and then sometimes we won't, right? Then our lives will really be like a roller coaster, and we don't want that to happen. Like one of my mentors told me years ago, you want to have high lows and low highs. You don't want to go from peak to valley. Right. And that's what we're going to share with you right here on Black Wealth Empowerment Live, brothers and sisters. We're here to help us to balance out this perception that we have, you know, this filter that we use called perception. We need to get that straight. We need to get that right. And that's what the mission here at Black Wealth Empowerment is to raise up our consciousness. Because once we know better, now we can make a comparison. Now we can do better because we can look at what we previously thought, compare it with the higher level of consciousness, and see where we went wrong, see where we need to make some changes. So we're here to raise up the consciousness of our members, of Black people in general, but for all of you who are here, that's our mission. That's why we've been here 116 broadcasts and pressing forward. But like the Courage Coach said, we need your help, brothers and sisters, right? There's 40 to 50 million of us, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. So we need your help. We're asking for your help. We know we give valuable information here. We share with you that what you just can't find readily available, right? We go deeper than just what you get just out there in the general public, out there that's for the masses of the people. Because we understand, we as Black people here in America, through our special, unique experience, we need something more than what the general public gets as far as development, personal development, self-improvement, wealth, happiness, peace. We need something special. So Brother Rodney brings, 30 years of experience. I bring 30 years of experience. Sister Brandy, our guest, and you bring some experiences too, brothers and sisters. You bring your experiences with you. You take them everywhere you go, right? So we want to come together, right? As a people, we want to come together and share. It's about sharing. You can't say you're engaged if you're not participating. You can't say you're engaged if you're not actively involved. And you can't get something out of something that you put nothing in. Right, brothers and sisters? So we're here to help you. We're here to prod you and to poke you and to stick you in love and kind of push you along so we can grow together. We can get to that place of wealth together, because it takes a team work to make the dream work. Right? So we want you to do that, brothers and sisters. We're happy that you decided to be with us. They're coming in. They're excited to hear our sister. She came on, Brother Rodney, during the week. And I tell you, she came on just a couple of days ago. and lit the Facebook group on fire. I mean, folks that I didn't even know that members showed up, brother, making comments. Brother Rodney, I don't even think they members. But I said, I was gonna check, but I said, it doesn't matter. They showed up. It's all about getting this message out. They'll join later, but sister did a wonderful job, and as a good promoter, right, and a good host, right, before she can even finish her presentation. I said, sister, can you come on Sunday, right? Because that's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for those that are willing and able. So, brothers and sisters, get ready, because we're going to reach out to you, myself or Sister Brandy, Brother Rodney. We're gonna dig through there and find some more, right? What did the minister call them? What kind of gifts? Not unwrapped gifts. What was it, Brother Rodney? We used to call it back in the early days of BW when we brought our members on. What was it that the minister called it? Unwrapped gifts?
It was unwrapped gifts. Mm-hmm.
Okay, unwrapped gifts. Well, we're back to the base. Yeah, we back to that, brother. So we're unwrapping them. Right. So we digging in the treasure chest of the BWE membership, and we're tapping you on the shoulders and unwrapping the gifts that God has given you to share on every platform that's available to you. And this is definitely one that's available to you, brothers and sisters. So get ready, because here we come. But we're here excited. We're excited you decided to be with us. Hopefully our membership coordinator will be here. She did inbox me or text me and said she was 15 minutes from home. So she'll get home and get settled in. And God willing, inshallah, she'll be joining us to give us a report on what's happening with our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful members, right? We have, I think, 1 or 2 in the queue that's waiting. Because brothers and sisters, what we do here at BWE, we're not looking for quantity. We're looking for quality, right? It comes from quality. The quality produces the quantity. See, if we get quality members that are engaged and respond, then that will increase organically the quantity of our members. So that's what we're going through right now. And in this phase of growth of our membership, we're trimming off the fat and reaching in and finding those that are willing and able to come on, so we can get the quality engagement level up, because we have things to do. You have things to do, brothers and sisters, right? We said it before, this platform is designed so we all can pull ourselves up and then let our light shine even further, because the higher the light is held, the further the light can be seen. So that's what this platform is here to do, brothers and sisters. I just set it up, right? Coach and I, we just holding the door open for you, right, until you show up. Now, some of you all, obviously, will reach in there and we'll grab and say, you're next, right? You're next in line for a blessing. So, brothers and sisters, we're happy you decided to be with us. We want you to come on in, and what we talked about. Coach said it before. Share this stream. If you're watching us live, we get a lot of replay viewers, Brother Rodney. But those that's watching us live, right above, you see those social media buttons. You need to go ahead and start pressing those, or you're not going to break it. So press it. Just press them every 3 minutes. Put a message in there. The first one is the Facebook like. That likes our Facebook page. Okay, next to it is the Facebook tab that opens up a message box, right, that goes out and posts on your news feed. Put in there hashtag BWE Hangout. We are live. Send that out right now. Facebook Live. Send it out on Twitter. I think they got LinkedIn on there, G+, and whatever's up there. Hit those tabs, brothers and sisters. Hashtag BWE Hangout. We are live. And I need for you to do that every 3 minutes. Like Coach said, it's the hour of power, right? A God is very efficient, meaning he doesn't waste anything. So we went from 2 hours to an hour and a half. Now this is the hour of power. We're practicing our God ability by being efficient, right? And the most efficient thing we can be with is time. So go ahead and hit those links right now. Send out that message. Send it out every 3 minutes, because there's a lot of noise out there in social media. Right? A lot of noise, right? And we need your help to push through that noise so this message can get out. We can help our people focus on what we need to focus on, right? And believe it or not, it is wealth. Oh, what about spirituality, right? We're most efficient, I would say, in the area of wealth would include spirituality. It includes health. It includes money. It's all inclusive. but we're most sufficient, we're most lacking in is the area of our understanding, the depths of our consciousness when it comes to money, brothers and sisters. You heard us say it before. We got $1.3 trillion that come through our fingers, right? And it doesn't stick on our hands at all. We give it all away. It just slips away, right? It must have grease or oil or something on it. We just can't seem to hold on to it, right? I think I see, bro, Rodney, who's that down there just popping on? Now she gonna pop on and talking to Brad Baker 4 and 5 and 6 in the background. Sister Brandy, this you live on BWE, Sister Brandy. I mean, Sister Brandy, we over, Sister Brandy, we over here. Sister Brandy, Sister Brandy, you want to come on it? You're a co-host on this show, Sister Brandy. You want to come on and say hi to people? Bro, Rodney, Sister Brandy, go ahead. What you want to do? Let us sit back. What you want to do, Sister Brandy? What you want to
do? Brother Daryl, cut it out. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, I know everybody already said it, but once again, welcome to Black Wealth Empowerment. We're so excited. We have another sister in the house, Sister Rachel. Let's get it. That's the MDT shape. Yep. Yes, I did just get on, but praise be to Allah, I made it. That's all we need to know. Success has happened. Brother Daryl, I'm gonna let you continue on as you speak.
Oh, well, thank you so very much, Sister Brand. Just like a black woman, she gonna let a brother do what he's supposed to do. I sure appreciate it. Thank you so very much. All right, see, we just have a good time here, brothers and sisters. You know, Coach always says, if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. You're not doing it right. We got to have fun, brothers and sisters. Laughter, scientists have shown, and our guest probably knows this better than any of us, not our guest, our sister that's presenting tonight, our guest presenter. How about that? She could tell you that laughter, scientists have shown and proven that laughter is actually healthy for you. The more you laugh, the longer you're able to live. But since we're happy that you decided to be with us, like I said, we got our sister here with us that's going to talk about healing, talking about aligning our thoughts with our money. See, she came up with that subject, right? And show you how laws work. That is really the underlining theme of Black wealth empowerment. That's why the coach is here. He comes on first and talks about the mind. He talks about inspiration. He talks about these things that are in our way from being all that God has intended us to be individually and as a people. And then I come on and tell you, of course, how to take it from the thought, from the ether, right? And bring it down so we can manifest it into something that we can see, right? In this dimension that we're in, this physical dimension, because it's both. It's not either or, it's and both. And we can't produce one from the other, then there's something wrong. Our thoughts are not aligned. They're not in alignment with the ability to manifest something in the physical realm of reality, right? And that's the only way that the masses of the people can see it. They have to see it with their eyes, right, brothers and sisters? So welcome you in for a treat. We're going to bring sister on in about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, because she has other things to do. She's out healing people, but said, I don't know what you do on a Sunday, but this sister say, I got to go because I got to be on a call because I'm healing people. I joked with the sister. I was inboxing her and trying to get her on schedule to come on live in the group, and she said she was a healer, and I'm a practical joker. I'm a unofficial comedian. I said, a healer? I said, oh, sister, I'm down with Benny Hinn. Benny Hinn do my healing. I said, you mean you a healer like Benny Hinn? You just lay your hands on people? So, but there's a reality to the healing, right? That's real, brothers and sisters. That is actually real. And we have with us our sister tonight, Sister Rachel. I'm going to read her, just a little bit about her. She's not on the side reading books and, getting her healing hustle on and, just got a whole lot of knowledge in her head and not really taking this thing serious. This sister is serious. She is serious about, what God has blessed her, has given her the purpose to do as far as healing the people. Minister Farrakhan did a lecture, what was it, many years ago, right? He talked about this sin-sick world We all are wounded souls, and we all need a healer. We all need a healing, brothers and sisters. The best of us need healing. So anytime you have someone in your midst, especially among our community, among Black people that identify themselves as such, that is not something that we should just, just blow over. Just, oh, okay. Like they said, I'm a garbage worker, but they're important too. But when they say they're a healer, we supposed to stop like I did and say, really? Oh, sister, we need to bring you on. Because I don't know about you, but I really brought her, asked her to come in the group live so I can be healed. I don't know about you, bro, Rodney, but the effect that I saw she had on the group, I said, well, I want her to come back Sunday because I need some more healing, right? I need to hear what else God has put in our sister to deliver to this private group. This is a private group, brothers and sisters. This is private. That what you see was really done, organized in private. It's in private. So we want you to hit that link right below, Live Virtual Networking. Send that out. That goes to our Facebook page. Those of you who are watching the replay on our YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the share links down there. But go ahead and hit that link. Watching us live, it says Live Virtual Network, and that goes straight to our Facebook page. Some of you go ahead and sign in. Sister Vetu will bring you on after sister because we want to make sure we respect her time. But go ahead and share. You have to get engaged. You have to be engaged. That's the only way change is going to come in your life. The best healer cannot heal a person that doesn't participate in their own process of healing. Right? The best healer can't do that because it requires your participation. Let's go ahead and bring our sister on. Let me just read a little bit here. We'll bring her on. She's going to share with us aligning our thoughts with our money. And then, brothers and sisters, put your questions in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. Because if you have some questions, put them there. Sister Brandy, see them, and doing our question and answer session, we can read those to her and she can answer them for us. All right. We have with us one of our members. So she's not a guest. She's just a guest presenter. One of our members here at Black Wealth Empowerment. We're unwrapping gifts here in our membership at BWE. Sister Rachel X comes to us from our headquarters, right? Our headquarters in Chicago, Mas Meriam, right? She says she's a healer by trade, by birthright, and by passion. She specializes in traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. She has her master's degree, and she's working on her PhD right now as we speak. She's an herbalist. She teaches yoga and essential oils, and she's a third level Reiki, I believe you pronounce it. I got to brush up on my Chinese, so I'm sorry. But anyway, what is it? What is it? Sister Brandy, what is it? Sister Brandy, good. She fluent in Chinese. What is it, Sister Brandy?
It's Reiki, Brother Dale.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, third level, that, and she's here to share with us tonight, aligning our thoughts with our money. And God knows Black people need to do that. So without further ado, let's bring on our sister, Sister Rachel. Are you there, sister? We can see you. We can't. Oh, let me.
Can you hear me?
I think you unmuted. Let's see.
You can hear me now. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Try it again.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. We can hear you.
Okay, good. Praise be to Allah.
Speak a little bit louder.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Brother Daryl, for that amazing introduction. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Sister Brandy, Brother Rodney. I really appreciate all of you for allowing me this time to speak about a couple of things that I think are really, really important, and that is about energy and money, and the fact that money and energy are one and the same. And first of all, I just want to greet everyone out there. Assalamu alaikum. I thank you all for listening. I just thank everyone for this opportunity to speak with you. I'm humbled and I'm honored, and I thank you again. All praises due to Allah. So thank you again. And I really, really think that what Brother Rodney and Brother Daryl were saying kind of just ties into what I wanted to talk about. And kind of the idea that we are meant to go and get our people. We are to be so attracted to our people out in the community, out in the world at large. And there are so many different facets that covers. You know, it's not just physically attractive, it's not just spiritually and mentally, but it's also monetarily. You know, because our people are watching us constantly. How can we be attractive to them if we're constantly in a poverty mindset? If we don't ever have any money and we look like we're broke and we act like we're broke, you know, our people are already experiencing that. So what makes them want to come and join us? What makes them say, hey, you have a better teaching? Hey, you have a better way of life. Let me join that. So as we realize, because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has told us that we have to go and get our people, we have to be prepared in every way in order to be able to do that. And one important way to do that is to make sure that we have some money in our pockets, keep the money in our pockets, and really are about building our own wealth individually so that we can go out and then build our wealth in the communities. And so I really just, this is something that's kind of new for me because this is a journey that I really just started myself. So I'm kind of a baby when it comes to that monetary journey. You know, I can say I'm a healer by trade, you know, emotionally, spiritually, educationally. That's the thing that I love. But I really only recently got into the idea that money is a part of that healing as well, because money is healing. Money has, you know, money is currency. Money is energy. So it is a form of healing when we know that we have enough to provide for ourselves comfortably. We can take care of our families. We can take care of our bills. We still have things left over. That's healing. That is healing to our minds and our hearts when we know that. When we don't have that, that continues to produce fear. You know, it produces stress. And that eventually begins to affect us physically. So, you know, we can just begin to see how everything ties in mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of just talk about currency. I wanted to look up the word currency. So I did, because money is currency. And so the definition of currency is obviously generally accepted form of money. But another definition is transmission from person to person as a medium of exchange. So when you think about that particular definition, transmission from person to person as a medium of exchange, that is energy. That's an energetic flow. So we recognize that there are different energetic flows between people. So between husband and wife, there's an energetic flow between parents and children, between friends, between family, the community at large. That's always a constant energetic flow that is happening between us. But money is also a channel for that. And it is constantly a flow of energy passing between people constantly, whether it's a corporation to a person, a bank to a person. You know, when we begin to think globally between countries, that's constantly an energetic flow that is happening. So when we look again at our communities, what are we seeing? We are seeing stagnation, death, and deficiency. Pretty much everything the opposite of what we were promised by the messenger. We don't see good homes. We don't see friends in all walks of life. We don't see, you know, we don't see money. We see the opposite of that. We see deficiency, stagnation, and death. And that reflection in our communities is just a reflection of what's going on with us individually. And so it is really time for us to begin to change that. So again, this is a journey that I really just started. But once I really began to connect the idea that money is energy, and that energetic exchange is constantly happening, and that once I begin to change my mindset about that energetic flow, it begins to flow even faster, and it begins to flow even better into my life. And recognizing that as a flow, there are ups and downs, there are cycles, there are, you know, ebbs and flows, you know, just like the tides. So when you have that, but when you begin to change your mindset, when that tide goes out and you don't have, you know, maybe the same amount of work coming in, you're still covered. You know, you have a little bit, you have things saved. You know, if one career isn't working, you got your other one that's still bringing in money. You begin to learn how to work things so that you always have that constant energetic flow of currency coming to you. So I wanted to talk about the idea, first of all, in changing our mindset about money. So when we think about money, and I know I can take this, I take this for myself. Even in the Bible, there's always been this slant that wealth is bad, and poverty is kind of looked upon as the righteous, pious way of life. And it's okay to be poor. Even the scripture where it talks about it's harder for a rich man, or it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven. We know that that is absolutely true. But I began to think about, why is that? Why is it? Is it so much the wealth and the riches itself that's bad? When we think about the parable of the poor widow who gave all she had, there's always that slant that's really the way you want to be. You give away everything and you leave nothing for yourself. But is that really healthy? So when we begin to look deeper, and again realizing that everything is constantly energy, giving and receiving, one isn't necessarily better than the other. If you give all the time, how is that healthy? If you're receiving all the time, how is that healthy? So it has to be a balance to that flow. And that even applies to our money. And as I was saying, when I was thinking about the idea that, it would be harder for the rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven, why is that? Again, it's not so much about the actual riches. It's about the mindset that usually goes along with acquiring the riches. So a lot of times when we begin to acquire money, when we begin to acquire the wealth that we have been longing for, many times we're coming from a place of lack. We're coming from a poverty mindset. And when you have a poverty mindset and then you all of a sudden are placed into a wealth of circumstances or a wealth of money, that doesn't change the mindset. That just changes your circumstances. But if your mindset is still poverty, then a lot of times what goes along with that mindset is greed, constantly having to accumulate more and more, never being satisfied with what you have, and willing to sacrifice yourself, your loved ones, time, anything in order to accumulate more and more. So I think, again, that has to do more with the energy that we have and the energy that goes in our minds with the money, as opposed to just the money itself. Because money itself is just paper, it's just gold, it's just silver. It has no absolute energy, but it is the energy that we put into the money that has everything to do with the type of lives that we lead. So I think when it comes to that, in acquiring wealth and acquiring money, that's where mindfulness comes in. And so mindfulness is this word that everyone uses now, but mindfulness means being present, the state of being conscious or aware of something, acceptance, paying attention to one's thoughts and feelings without judging them. So when you think about it, what are you feeling when you think about money? And I really started doing this myself, where I began to visualize myself, receiving different sums of money. And I would begin to feel the energetic flow, or I would begin to notice what I would feel if I thought about a large amount of money coming to me. When I would begin to pay a bill.
Sister Rachel,
Yes, sir.
they're saying they can't hear you. Can you speak up louder?
Oh, okay. You know what? I wonder if it's here, let me take my, is that better? I don't know if that's better.
It's about the same. Just talk a little bit louder. I'm thinking that would be enough.
Okay.
Yes. Go right ahead.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah, that's
I
good.
hope
Thank
so.
you.
Okay. Okay, good. So what I was saying is the art of mindfulness has to do and goes along with our money as well. And again, I was giving the definition of mindfulness, which is the being present, the state of being conscious or aware of something, acceptance, paying attention to our thoughts and feelings without judging them. And when you think about applying that, I began to apply it personally in my life when it came to money. So I began to, really be present in transactions that I was making. Literally every transaction that I was making, I began to be present. How does this when I'm going to the store and I'm buying a new pair of shoes, or I'm going and buying the groceries, how am I feeling? Am I feeling guilty, like, oh, I really shouldn't have spent this money, I could have used it for this? Or, am I feeling happy, like, okay, this is a transaction that I needed, or a transaction that I wanted to have, and I recognize that money is going to come back to me in another form. And I really began to notice a pattern when I began to pay bills. I always had this, oh God, I'm, about to pay this bill, and that's money, of course, that I would have liked to have seen, just stay in my bank account, but it's not, or so I began to change all of that. So I noticed that, okay, it's time to pay the light bill, it's time to pay the telephone bill, and I'm paying that. And now I pay it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that I'm able to pay the light bill. I'm glad and I'm joyful that I'm able to pay the telephone bill. I began to just be conscious of where I was going. And I began to notice a change in the money that was coming to me. And I began to actually journal about it. So I started journaling. And I think that's a really, really good way for people to become in touch with their money. I was actually doing a workshop that I was listening to, and the life coach she's amazing, and she actually had us do a money journal and tell our money story. Tell your family's money story, because it all starts somewhere, and most of us come from a poor family money story. We just do. I mean, if we're blessed to come from wealth, and praise be to Allah, that's wonderful, but that is probably not 98% of us. So go back and think about your first memories with money. And I did that. I did that for myself, and I remembered, different things. And I remembered the scarcity that would come along with my parents. They worked hard and they strove hard and they did what they could, but there was always an underlying current of fear that goes along with it. What if we're not going to be able to pay? What if this doesn't work? What if this business doesn't work? There was always an undercurrent of fear, and that began to transmit to myself from an early age. And you don't realize how much that carries over into our own adult life. So again, it is about becoming mindful. It is about becoming aware and present and thinking about what it is we expect our money to do for us, what we think about money. Do we think money is a bad thing, or do we think it's a good thing? Or do we think it's a bad thing or a good thing, but there's this underlying, but I'm not worthy of it? Or, it's a good thing, but, I don't deserve to have it. I'm not responsible enough with my money, and every time you get that, overdraft, does that just, renew your feelings of insecurity? Does that just renew your feelings of I'm not worthy? How can you begin to change that? And so I really just think that is something that we have to begin to really, 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 really be conscious of so much, because I can bear witness that just in changing and tweaking certain things in my own thinking, I began to see that flow of abundance, and it would come in unexpected ways and unexpected people. I began to look at things in a different way. Sometimes we can take things out of hand and out of turn. We don't want to be in debt to people, and we don't want to be a slave to debt. But if you're about trying to start that business, if you're about trying to do what you have to do and you need to get that business loan, you do what you have to do. But you know what? If you have that undercurrent in your mind that if I get this, I'm not going to be able to pay it back, you then become a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you begin to go into it saying, this is my 2-year plan, my 5-year plan, and I know I'm going to be able to pay it back, it's not going to be a problem. My business is going to be a success. I decree only abundance and wealth into this. I decree only success into this. And then you, as you're working on it, you're changing that mindset every day. You're doing those affirmations. You're doing things that builds that money frequency, and not just the money frequency, but the positive feeling that goes along with money, so that you equate money and positivity together, as opposed to money equals fear, money equals barely surviving, money equals poverty. When you begin to do all of that, then hey, you can actually sign on that dotted line for that business loan and say, you know what, I'm getting that loan because I know I'm going to pay it back, and it's not going to be a problem. And if you don't need to get a business loan or whatever kind of loan, student loan, business loan, whatever it is, if you find other ways that more creative ways, and you still find that money comes to you, then that's always a blessing. But we have to begin to not close doors, because sometimes we close doors because we're like, there's too many, clauses that come with that, or too many. Look at it, read it. Is this something that really could benefit you in the future? Don't be afraid of it. Sometimes we have to take a risk. And in the taking of the risk, you find that a whole world opens up to you. The Caucasian takes risks all the time, and they have no fear about it. And we are constantly, we've just been almost bred to believe that we can't take a risk about anything. We have to stay at the same level playing field, monetarily, educationally, spiritually. We just stay at that same flat level instead of thinking outside the box, becoming creative, and taking that risk. So again, it is about really learning to change and channel that energy, and to realize that money is another energy. It is another form of energy, and it is a form of energy that we all are worthy of, and that we can prove that we are responsible caretakers with that money, and that as we are responsible caretakers with that money, more money will flow to us in many and beautiful, unexpected, and abundant ways. So.
All right. That's it, sister. Give us some contact information. How can they contact you? Do you have a website? Because I know we need to reach out to you so we can get some help from you.
So there are a couple of ways. Again, I am part of the Heal Thy Life team. So you can contact me through that website, which is www.heal-thylife.com. There are different, I'm one of the team members, so you can actually just click on my name, and you can always ask for consultation. If you are listening and just say that you are listening through the Black Wealth Empowerment Group, the consultation is free. And just mention that in the inbox or in the contact info so that I can get back to you. Also, I do have my Young Living, because I'm a Young Living essential oil distributor. And there are oils, by the way, that help to raise your frequency when it comes to money. So there are oils that are specifically blended. Again, this is nature's medicine, but there are ways to help to raise your mind so that they begin to look at everything in a positive manner. So as you begin to release traumas, you begin to release things that no longer serve your highest good, and you are able to welcome in positive energy and abundant energy, abundant flow, and money flow. Actually specifically asking for the money flow and not being afraid to ask for it. I used to be afraid to ask. I'm not afraid anymore. So asking for that abundant money flow. And so that Young Living website is www.myYL, so myYL.com. And then that's /Rachel Smith 359. And that will take you right to my link. It will take you right to the Essential Oil website. You can browse and scroll. If you need to contact me, it has my contact information. And again, I'm on Facebook as well, Rachel X-Smith. And then also my Facebook page is Essential Sense, and that's SCENTS Young Living Essential Oils, and also Stardust, Reiki, and Energy. So I got like pages all over the place. But those are all ways you can get in contact with me, and we can discuss ways to do meditation, mindfulness exercises to help us all become abundant and positive with our money.
All right. Thank you once again, Sister Rachel, for sharing that with us. Brothers and sisters, you got to go back and watch this replay again, because she shared a lot of information there for us that we can use. See, when you have so many different negative things that's bombarding us, we need as many positive things, if not more, to erase those negative currencies, those negative vibrations, right? It comes in the way of smell and sight and sound, our five senses. So, brothers and sisters, I mean, just trust and believe how powerful that was that sister shared with us. Now let's go to Sister Brandy. Let us know if there's any questions, Brother Courage Coach. If you have any questions for Sister, go ahead and ask them. I know this is your area of expertise as far as changing currencies and thoughts and flows. Let's go ahead and open up for some questions. Sister Brandy, if there's any questions in the Private Elusive exclusive Facebook group, go ahead and chime in. Courage Coach, you have any questions for our sister?
Brother Darrell, I have Brother
Go ahead,
Moonside,
sis. Go ahead.
are you able to hear me? Okay, Brother Moonside, he wants to know how long it will take. The second question, would you be to change your mindset?
You're breaking up, Sister Brandy. Your question's not coming through clearly.
Okay, how long is it?
No, you got a bad connection. I'm not. We're not hearing you clearly. While she's straightening out that technical difficulty, Brother Rodney, did you have any questions for our sister? Because I know she has to leave in about a minute or so.
Yes, sir. One thing, yeah, there's an echo on everybody's side.
Oh,
So,
let me
sister,
mute
one
mine.
question. Okay, okay. One question I would ask is that you know, you said you talked about being glad to pay your bills, right? And I don't know if you've heard this term, but you might have, and I'm quite sure you have. We changed we changed the language of saying, you know, of course, bills. I call him William. You know, I take care of the William, you know, because it's more personal. It's more bills like you're getting friendly, but William is a little more, you know, hey, you know, we got a business relationship here, William. But we call them opportunities. We call them opportunities, and I like that language you used because they're not bills; they're actually opportunities. We have an opportunity to handle a responsibility. We have an opportunity to take care of an agreement that we made that, hey, that we got a product or a service, and here is the agreement. Let me go ahead and honor the agreement. Times, based on what you were saying, no, a lot of times we don't think of it that way. We don't look at it as another way to keep our word. You know, just another way to keep our word and to shore up our ability to continue to keep our word to ourselves and others. And so I love that you said that. But have you heard that term before, that calling a set of bills opportunities?
I have, and you're correct. I think that's a beautiful way to put it. And I think that most of us really do not look at them as opportunities. And I was one of them. I was guilty of that. And I really had to come into the idea that this is a way for me to show how responsible I am. This is not a bad thing. And even, you know, when you get yourself mired in debt, you know, there's so many different negative emotions that go along with that. And you have to begin to clear that out, clear those negative emotions out, clear that energetic space out so that you realize that there's always a chance and an opportunity to correct that and to make it better and to come up from if you're at a negative or if you're at a neutral position and to bring it up to a positive. So we always have that ability. And yes, paying those, well, those opportunities, they are a way of being able to show what it is we can do and to raise our vibration. So absolutely, I love that language.
Sister Rachel, let me read the question that Brother Munakai had that Sister Brandon was trying to share with us. She said, when we begin the mind shift, how do we maintain our consistency?
So there are different ways, and I think everyone has to find what works for them. I think journaling again is a really powerful way. Also, affirmations. I mean, I don't know. I feel like sometimes men are like, "Oh, I'm not into affirmations. I don't want to just get in the mirror and say, you know, I am this. I'm handsome. I am abundant." You know, but there is power in words. There is power in language, right? And so when you really have the ability to look at yourself in the mirror, or you are even able to just lay in the bed and say to yourself, you know, I have a constant flow of money. I am abundant. You know, I am increasing daily in every way. When you begin to say those things, I literally just began to feel the shift in my mind so that it wasn't an automatic negative that would come to me when I would be paying or when I would be writing that check or when I would be dealing with a creditor, but it began to automatically begin to be a positive. Like, hey, let me talk to you. Okay, yeah, let's work this out. What can I do to help? You know, you just began to shift it and you began to shift your attitude. So it's just little things, affirmations, writing down those affirmations, and just really meditation is a good way of learning to stay present because it forces you to stay present on your breathing. It forces you to just stay present in the moment. So 5-minute meditations every day, you know, where you're just meditating for 5 minutes on the breath. That's just a wonderful way to just stay conscious and present And then you begin to notice that it's easier for you to stay conscious and present when you're dealing with your money. You know, when you're doing a transaction, consciously take out that money. You know, look at it, feel it, be conscious that you're actually in an energetic flow with the consumer or with the person that you're giving the money to. Just stay present for that 30 seconds that you're doing that transaction until it becomes habit for you.
All right, thank you. One last question. I think you have to go, sister. Excuses for the echo. But Sister Brandy says, how hard is it to take risk if you have not been successful before?
Well, I think it becomes quite difficult because what that does is when you think you're not successful, because first of all, thinking you're not successful is a mindset, right? So when you think you're not successful, then that just adds more fear. That compounds your fear. That compounds your I'm not worthy enough to take on this responsibility. So again, I have, and I'm always qualifying this because this is my journey as well. I'm learning that those things that we see as not being successful, you know, as failures, they're not failures. They really aren't. It either wasn't your time, it wasn't time for it to work, or, you know, you just have to become more creative in your thinking. You have to, what is it you need to learn to do? Do you need to learn to ask for help? Because that was a big thing for me, learning to ask for help. Do you have to learn to be able to receive help? All of that. You know, what is it that you need to learn in order to help you not do the same thing again? And again, if you do the same thing again and it has the same result, that's okay. It just forces you again to look at, what do I need to do differently? So it's about changing your mindset so that you're not looking at it as a failure, as it's something that, you know, I'm so afraid to take a risk. Because life, when we wake up in the morning, that's a risk, right? Once we wake up, we're out the door, being in the house, it's always a risk. So when you learn to just embrace the risk of life and the beauty that is life and what goes along with it, you know, it just makes things a lot easier. And the good comes with the bad, you know, the ebbs and the flows. That's all part of life. And learning to embrace it and not run from it, I think, helps one to be able to change. And the next time you are successful, you know, so it's a constant journey.
All right, thank you, Sister Rachel, for answering those questions for us. I know you have to go. So on behalf of BWE hosts and members, thank you so very much, Sister. Now we'll work out something so you can come back on a regular basis to do live broadcast in the group, because I need to know those scents, those essence. I need to know all that I need to know, to have, and to do, to increase the frequency and the alignment and the flow of money. So, you know, what I want for myself, I want for my brothers and sisters. So thank you so very much, sister, for being here. We thank you for your sharing, because I don't know, brothers and sisters, but I don't know, you know, any Chinese medicine practitioners. I mean, my neighbor's not one, folks down the street not one. I can go to the grocery store. So once again, when you find a rare jewel, when you run across a rare jewel, when you know there's one in your community, brothers and sisters, then you should stop what you're doing, wrap your hands around that fine jewel, and try to bring it closer to yourself in our community, so we can have another source to draw from. Because here's the thing: when Allah blesses someone and they live in their purpose, they're servicing and helping other people. They just may not be servicing and helping you. So that's what we have to change. And we're going to do that here with BWE, with our sister, God willing, and whoever else we can find. We're unwrapping gifts here within the membership. So thank you very much, sister. Thank you very much. May Allah continue to bless you, and may you be successful with your PhD and come back as a doctor of Chinese medicine. All right. Thank you so very much. All right. Sorry for the echo, everybody. I think it might be on my end, because when I go mute, then, there's the echo gone. All right. So, brothers and sisters, thank you so very much for your comments. Thank you for participating. We're happy to have you with us. This is broadcast number 116, right? And we brought our sisters talking about aligning our thoughts with our money, because you have to align your thoughts with whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is that you want, our thoughts have to constantly be lined up. And when we find ourselves get off alignment, we have to hurry up and get it back on, brothers and sisters. So we're right there at the top of the hour. We want to swing it over to Sister Brandy, and so she can make some comments. She can let us know whatever's happening in the Private Elusive exclusive Facebook group. We got our brother Muna Kai from Japan, who helped me, where he corrected me or gave me the pronunciation of that word is Reiki. Reiki. All right, so that's how, Daryl, how you pronounce the sisters at the third level of Reiki. Okay, so thank you so very much, Brother Munakai, for helping your brother with his Chinese pronunciation. All right, so Sister Brandy, anything happening in the Private Elusive exclusive? Any feedback that you got? Because see, Brother Courage Coach, I saw Sister Brandy. She was taking notes. She must forgot she was a host. She went back to membership mode. She was over there taking notes. I saw every time I looked up, she had her head down. Every time I looked, she had it. But that's good, Sister Brandy. Praise be to Allah. Anything you want to share with us as we close out?
I'd just like to add, Brother Daryl, I thank you once again, Brother Munakai, for jumping on. I'm glad to welcome back too. Listen, because I am the membership coordinator and I also am part of the awesome Black Folk Empowerment team, I am still definitely 100% a student. Because as students, you can never stop learning. The information is so vast. So I appreciate Sister Rachel so much for participating in the Black Wealth Empowerment. I just want to remind the members, Sister Rachel is officially a member, right? Brother Daryl invited her to go live, and from her going live, he invited her back. So you know what that means? It's opportunity for everybody. I'm calling on all my members, all of my members. I'm saying they're mine because I'm a membership coordinator, right? I'm calling on all of our members that are part of the Black Wealth Empowerment to join up, lock arms, and let us know what you love to do. Let us know your gifts and talents so we can share and broadcast, because going live is what it's all about. We do it anyway in our personal pages. Why can't we do it with each other? It's time. Find me, Facebook me, direct message, however you want to do it. Hit me up, because next week is about to be up. So let's get going. Members, reach out, because we want to know and we want to hear from you. Have a blessed evening. Have a blessed week. I can't wait to see you through the thread and through the week. May Allah continue to bless each and every one of you. Peace.
All right. Thanks so very much, Sister Brandy. Roll it over to Courage Coach for final words, brothers and sisters. And be ready, because if you don't tap us on the shoulder, we're going to tap you on the shoulder, right? For you to come on live, because that's what time it is. It's time to take this thing to another level. All right, Courage Coach, swing it over to you.
Yes, sir, Brother Daryl. Once again, everybody, thank you for watching. Our sister watching. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. I think a final word, Brother Daryl, is stop hiding. Stop hiding. You'll get out of that other world, but get into this world. Stop hiding, brothers and sisters. We have to cease hiding our light, the light that Allah put inside of each and every one of us. The light that I put in. Stop hiding under a bushel basket. Stop trying to play small and play the back, and stop lying to yourself and saying, "Hey, I don't need to be out front, and hey, I'm good with just being in the background, and that's fine." Yeah, I mean, we all of us are going to be in the background at some point to some thing, some way, shape, or form. That's inevitable on a planet full of people. Everybody can't stand in the front unless we all in a circle. Then everybody in the front. Okay, we all hold hands too in a circle. All right, that works. But any other configuration of lineup that's not going to be effective. Somebody's going to be behind somebody else, in front of somebody. But that's not the point. The point is for each and every one of us to stand up and really be accounted for. To just finally decide, you know what, this is it. I'm going to go ahead and show forth what I believe that God, Allah, put inside of me for society, for the world, for my family, for my neighbors, whatever it is. It doesn't matter who the people are that you're going to connect with, but you got to come on out now. And we're asking you in the group to go ahead and show out a little bit. Go ahead and fluff your feathers up, get your wings out, and show people what you got. Because I tell you, one thing that will never, ever happen. I've never met somebody or heard somebody say, I was discovered by doing nothing. I was discovered by I was just a waitress, and I was just standing there. They said, we're going to make you a movie star. That's all how it happened? No, that ain't how it happened. They was working there a long time. That producer might have kept coming in, and that person offered pretty great service, or maybe they spilled some coffee on the person or something. Something happened, because there are a lot of faces, pretty faces, not so pretty faces, tall, short, wide, thin, whatever it is. It's people everywhere. And so what we have to do is that we do some things that are going to help us not be noticed for the sake of cameras and paparazzis and self-importance. That's not what it's about. It's about knowing that other people are important. Other people are important. And you cannot serve people if you are not in the serving position. The serving position is right up front on the line with the racket and the ball in your hand, talking about, okay, I'm gonna serve. You can't be in the locker room talking about, I'm gonna serve from back here. You're not gonna get the ball over the net, let alone leave the locker room with the ball. So you got to stand up on the line in front of everybody and say, you know what, I'm going to serve right now. Now, that's a crazy metaphor from tennis, but you get the point, brothers and sisters. It's our time. It's your time to stand up, authentically you, and serve. That's what our sister just did. Now we're calling on our members to come on, stand up. You don't have to be polished. You don't have to have all the fancy language. You know, I can't do it like brother Daryl and Sister Brandy. I'm not that good of a speaker. Who cares? It's not what it's about. It's not about being a good speaker. It's about being authentic. That's the key. Authenticity is the key. So, brothers and sisters, thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Brother Daryl, for again, just the platform itself and being consistent with the platform. He ain't quit yet, y'all. He ain't quit yet. I don't know. My Sister Brandy, I'm going to have to give you some trials or something. Help him try to see if he can get him to quit. Just fall off, and that's it. No more Black Wealth and Power. That's it. But I don't think Brother Daryl's gonna do that. He is tried and true, and the brother's been through the refiner's fire of opportunities and economics and just all that stuff. And this is just who he is. This is who he is. He's living his purpose right now. This is who he is. So, brothers and sisters, come and go, up or down, members, no member, it doesn't matter. We're going to keep doing this because this is who we are. This is what we want to do, and we appreciate you for joining us. So thank you, Brother Daryl. Thank you, Sister Brandy. I thank our guests and thank the members for being a part of this. I'm Rodney Assad Muhammad, your courage coach. Cultivate the courage to roar. Brother Daryl, back to you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Rodney, for those kind words. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being with me for much of the 116. Sister Brandy, thank you so very much. A willing participant, sister that just came on. I mean, she went from, the back in the corner to all the way up to being a co-host of this platform. But so that's what we're looking for. See, I saw a quote Anthony Robbins said, leaders don't create followers, leaders create other leaders, right? So that's what we're doing here at Black Wealth Empowerment Live. We're going to tap you on the shoulder to bring you forth so you can add live streaming, so you can add this type of outreach to what you're doing, brothers and sisters. And I'm telling you, if you don't, you will get lost. If you don't, you won't have a voice. If you don't, you won't help anybody. If you don't, you'll get lost in everything else. You'll get lost in those that understand that if I want my message to be out so it can be heard, so I can reach people, I can help people, I can just be all the human being that I want to be, then I have to use these platforms, these modern technology, right down to the modern time. I have to. You may not want to. I have to, because that is the means of communication in today's society, brothers and sisters. So if you need a little help, we're here to help you. We're like the spotter in the gym when you're underneath that weight, right? On the bench. We're not going to lift it for you, but we'll take these two hands and kind of encourage you and just kind of take just a little bit of pressure off of it so you can keep it moving. Right? So you can keep that rep going and you can complete that rep, brother. So that's what we're doing here at BWE. So we're going to help you. We're going to reach inside the group and we're going to find those that are willing, that want to come forth and let their life shine. Those that don't, we're going to let you go. We're going to let you go. We're going to say thank you, but no thank you, because we're looking for quality, not quantity. And from the quality, they will produce the quality, the quantity that we need so we all can grow. We all can eat, right? And we can take whatever God has given us in way of our purpose. We can take it to the next level. The purpose of Black Wealth Empowerment is for all of us who participate, all of us who are here, from host to co-host to members, to take it to the next level. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're doing. Are you going to join us? Are you going to let this platform take you to the next level? That is the question. You think about it. You have a week to think about it till we come back on. But we are active in that private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. Go in there and tell sister how much you appreciate her presentation. Okay? And go in there throughout the week, because I'm posting stuff. Courage Coach posting stuff. Sister Brandy's posting stuff. And you're going to be called next to go live in our private, our elusive, exclusive Facebook group, because that's what it's all about. All right, brothers and sisters, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing with us this historical 116th broadcast. As we push forward, we can't stop and won't stop, as our brother says. So we're going to keep on going until all of us, most of us, those that are actively participating, experience a breakthrough. Until next time, we'll see you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, our Black community deserves your very best. Till next time, take care. God bless.